I know black. I know black.
I know black. I know black. I know black. Impossible. I know.
Pardon? I said I'm not black.
You're not black?
No.
Interesting.
I'm sick of y'all telling me that I gotta say that I'm black when I'm not. I am Dominican.
I'm black and you are too. Okay, so I saw this comment. I saw this comment and I was like, that's so weird. Black people have never told me I'm not black. I go onto his page, he's a black Dominican who swears he's not black. I thought that he was a black American. I thought he was a black American because you know how sometimes there's discourse like, oh, mixed people aren't black. I thought he was one of those. No. I think he's upset because he's like, why are you claiming to be black? Maybe because I am and you are too. Sir, you're black. And the sky is blue. My nails are pink. That pot right there is green. What are other facts? Oh, Haitians or Latinos. That one's gonna piss him off.
All Dominican fathers look like me and hate niggas who look just like me.
I know black. I know black. I know black. Impossible. I know black. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. I know black. Be looking just like me. Be having the same hair. I be touching you like, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca, nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi. I know black.
Up everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So it's so crazy that I just happened to come across this video, not even the first time I've come across this video, where some Dominican claim that they're not black but Dominicans. It's crazy, guys, right? Because I don't understand someone who is melanated as like me. You'll just come here and say that you know black. What do you think black means? I mean, black is a race. And Dominican is your country, like your country of origin. And most people that I've seen saying that they're not black is because in their mind, they don't want to feel or to be put like they have any connections with Black Americans. And Black Americans, they are black, that is their race. And America is their country. So you are a black Dominican. You are a black American, you are a black African, a black Kenyan. We are all black, like it or not. In the eyes of our oppressor, they all see us the same. Either you are a bit lighter than me, or your complexion is a bit lighter than me, or any other melanated person, they just see you as black. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
I'm sick of y'all telling me that I gotta say that I'm black when I'm not. I am Dominican. So why should I respect the fact that you identify yourself as a dog, as a cat, as a lion, as a shoe, but you cannot understand and you cannot respect the fact that I am Dominican? Hey, I am not inventing. I am not saying, oh, I believe I'm a dog trapped in a human's body. No, I'm speaking fact. And the fact is that I am Dominican. I'm not black. I'm Dominican. And let me tell you, when I say I'm not black, I'm not saying that I have light skin, because obviously I have dark skin. What I mean by saying that I'm not black, it's that I am mixed. Dominicans are mixed, a mix of different cultures and races. Europeans, Africans, and Indians. So we're not black, we're not white. We are Dominican. Remember, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. I'm sick of y'all telling me that I gotta say that I'm black when I'm not. I am Dominican.
I can't even make a joke about this because I'm actually genuinely concerned. Like, I always thought this mindset was for like an older generation of Dominicans. I felt like the younger ones would know that this is not correct. Like the fact that your race is completely different from your nationality. Like a lot of other predominantly black countries have somehow managed to separate themselves from their colonizers. Okay, like Black Americans are able to identify that even though they are American, they are Black American or African American. I'm Jamaican. The British played a massive part in our colonization, but I identify as a Black Jamaican. See, two different things. Black, my race. Jamaican, my nationality. Again, I am so genuinely concerned because the Spanish community seems to have Afro-Latina in a fucking chokehold, for a better lack of term. Like, I've never seen a group of more delusional black people than some Afro-Latinas. Every time I go to Dominican, I always get asked, like, what am I? And I say I'm Jamaican, and they're always like, oh, really? Like, you're Jamaican? Yes, out of many one people, we come in all different shades of color. I'm genuinely curious, and I really mean no disrespect by this when I ask, what the fuck are they teaching in schools over there? It's 2025, and a lot of you still don't understand that you are black, and I am genuinely concerned for you. What exactly are in your textbooks? What are you guys studying in school? Like I said, I've been to the Dominican multiple times, and I know that they share an island with Haiti. I've firsthand seen how they treat Haitians down there, especially ones who work on the resorts. So I know that, like, racism is deeply embedded in them. But for fuck's sakes, get their claws out of you, out of your children. There's no way a girl this age should be this. I'll get issues, and the education system needs to be the first step to fixing that.
I'm sick of y'all telling me that I gotta say that I'm black when I'm not. I am Dominican.
So in Latin America, they got this running joke. I don't think it's a running joke, but this joke goes, every Latino family has a black grandma that they're hiding in the closet. Every Latino family has a black grandma that they're hiding in the closet. Let me show you what that means. You see this picture? This is the black grandma that they're talking about. She ended up having a baby by, a pale, maybe light-complected man. And she got this biracial daughter. The biracial daughter went to go procreate with, a light white person. And they got this daughter. So they never talk about the black grandma, though. And the black grandma, she wanted to erase blackness, too. She wanted to get rid of it. That's why she has no problem being hidden. They're indoctrinated with anti-blackness, racism. It runs deep. They're not only trying to erase blackness, but they're ashamed of it. So someone like her, the previous person, Dominican Black, will never admit that she's black. Anything but that.
Papa, why you never told me we are black? And he hold my hand and told me, sweetie, we are not black, we are morenos.
Oh, moreno.
Now, of course, he was aware that he was a black man, but he rejected that identity. And I think this happens in most families, that you hide the black grandma in the closet.
The black grandma in the closet, huh?
Yeah.
In America, traditionally, if you had one drop of black blood, you were black. If the one drop rule were applied in Mexico, all of these people would be black.
It's so crazy, guys, that in today's era, still people don't understand that black is a race. And it's easy to just go and Google and get to understand about race and ethnicity. So black is commonly used to describe people of African descent or those with dark skin, especially in the US, UK, and other Western countries. It's both a racial and cultural identity. And in the US, it often refers to African-Americans because, they're living in a country where they have European Caucasian, European American people, and Black American people. So it doesn't mean that black is not their nationality. When these Dominicans are coming, or any people from the Hispanic community coming and out and saying, oh, we are not black, what do you really mean? Because when you're from like Mexico, like that is your nationality. You can be black or melanin, you can be a black Mexican, you can be a black Dominican. And the funny thing about this is all that when you go to any Caucasian people and they are talking about you, they'll be referring you as a black Dominican or just black because they see us all as the same. They don't even get to bother themselves with wherever you're coming from or like what is your nationality. They all see you as black. So it's crazy that in 2025, we're seeing people creating these videos to themselves. When they're creating this video and saying that they're not black, they don't believe themselves. So for them to believe themselves, they have to come out here and create these videos and tell the rest of us that they are not black and you should not call them black. They are Dominicans, which is a nationality. Let's continue and we'll come back.
At work and someone asked, oh, what are you? And I said, I'm Dominican. And they're like, oh, so you're black. I said, no, I'm Dominican. So have you ever wondered why so many Dominicans say, I'm not black, I'm Dominican? Trust me, it's not racism, it's just context. We all know in the US, black identity was shaped by slavery, segregation, and the civil rights struggle. But in the Dominican Republic, identity comes from mestizaje, which is a mix of African, European, and indigenous roots. So we have a mixture of all three. So here people say, I'm Dominican first, and everything else comes after. So I represent Dominican Republic, hence I'm Dominican. So in the US, race is often seen as black or white, but in the Caribbean, it's a bit more complicated. There we have morenito, indio, canela, trigueñito, blanco, rubio, and so we have multiple ways that people can describe themselves by the color of their skin, not by the race, ethnic, and all of that, or descent that they represent, because we identify as Dominican. The issue comes when people in the US expect Dominicans to fit into one racial category by forcing someone to adopt to an outside label that doesn't build unity, it more so creates conflict. Because I do not identify as black, I identify as Dominican because it's a mixture of three bloods. So by forcing me to fit into one category, you're asking me to renounce to my other blood, which is my European blood and my indigenous root. We are not denying that we have African blood. We are just saying that we are a mixture of the three, making us mestizo. So that's why we identify as the national pride as opposed to, oh, I am black. In the DR, we use black more so as the color of your skin. And here, it's more so to identify your race, your ethnicity, your descent. But in the DR, it's completely different. So instead of forcing someone to fit into your category, let's just let them identify themselves as they please. And that's going to build more unity amongst different cultures. Thank you.
So I'm on the grounds of this resort, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll do some B-roll and let you see what I'm seeing. It is absolutely gorgeous. But what's crazy is that we are here with a large number of pale YT people, and they are feeling themselves because of this election of Donald Trump and the craziness that's going on in the United States. And also the DR. The people here, they have a saying, I know black, I Dominican. I know black, I Dominican.
I know black, I know black, I know black. Imposible. I know black. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. I know black. Be looking just like me. Be having the same hair. I be touching you like, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca, nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No, no, no. I know black. Dominican. I go, I know, but you're black. No, 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 papi. I know black.
And you could feel the vitriol. I'm not very sensitive to these kinds of things, but I pay attention to them. I said something, well, let me say it this way. I heard someone say something on TikTok, and she said what I believe is absolutely genius. She said that black folks are the envy of the world. And if we only realized who we were, we would see that there are people who feel a certain way about us, not because of who we are, but because who they know us to be. And that shocked my spirit. And being here and seeing these people and seeing how they react or act toward people like me, who, you know, I'm just minding my business, you could see that they know who we are better than we know who we are.
Dominicans be like, I'm not black. Meanwhile, the picture of their abuelita in the living room. And before, you know, the Dominicans get into my comments mad, we know that you think that black, the race, equals being African-American, which is incorrect. Entiendes? Black is a race, being Dominican is a nationality. You can say that black equals African-American all you want, but that's like saying Asian equals just Chinese or something. No, Asian crosses many countries, just like black crosses many countries, including yours. Especially if your abuelita look like this, okay? It's in you. And honestly, Dominicans saying that they're not black wouldn't be a problem if they didn't say it with such like, ew, I'm not black. Like, it's usually that type of response because they think they're a little bit better, you know, because there might be a little fair skin or their hair might not be as coarse. But at the end of the day, you black. Dominicano es tu nacionalidad, no tu raza. And before y'all get in my comments, yes, we know that there are white Dominicans, but that's not who we're talking about right now. Dominicans be like, I'm not black. Meanwhile, the picture of their abuelita in the living room.
Do you want to know why most Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, particularly the Afro-Latinos, the Black Latinos, don't like to claim Blackness or African or Afrocentrism? You want to know why? Because when slavery was going on, the breaking of the slave was so horrendous in the Caribbean, you couldn't imagine. Not to say over in the United States and in the southern plantations, we didn't have our fair share of nightmares. Best believe we did. But in the Caribbean, it was a totally different beast. We were in the Caribbean in 1555, and we got fucked up out there. Really fucked up out there. They put up something called the caste system, which is racial hierarchy. Did you know that? Spanish people, white Spanish people, then people born in New Spain of Spanish descent, mestizos, basically Spanish and Native American descent, Native American, then African. So don't tell me there's no such thing as a race thing in the Caribbean. There is. There's colorism, there's all of that. There's also some things where they want to perfect the race, basically. Don't date anybody darker, or Africano, or Negro. So you be careful of that. So that's taught in the Caribbean. Also, another factor is, because they're also very broken and suffering from self-hatred, what happens is, during the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, when a lot of people from the Caribbean were migrating, immigrating to America, what was going on in America at the time? Segregation, Jim Crow. The civil rights movement was just starting to kick off a little bit. So a lot of our Afro-Latino brothers and sisters was witness what African-Americans were going through. And you know what? They didn't want no piece of that. So to escape persecution, I'm Hispanic, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican. That's how it came to be. That's how it came to be.
It's so crazy, guys, because it's actually not only Dominican people I've seen claiming that they are not black. I know it's not all Dominican people because 49% of the Dominican population is of the African ancestry. So when I see so many people coming and creating these videos and saying that they are not black, that they are Dominican, it just tells me that they don't understand that black is a race and Dominican is a nationality. Like, that is the country that you're from. If someone goes and asks a black American, like, what's your race? They are black, but what is your nationality? American. That's why they go by Black Americans, because they are black, that is their race, and American is their nationality. So if you're Dominican and you're melanin, of course you are a black Dominican, which black is your race and Dominican is your country. It's crazy that these videos have been going on and on, but you see still so many black Americans visit this Dominican Republic. And one thing about them, they can be of lighter shades than the normal melanin, like me. They can have more curly hairs or soft hairs than other black people. But one thing I know is that in the eyes of our oppressors, we are all black. Like, no debate on that. And the crazy thing is that this thing about being black, it's not only affecting people in the Dominican Republic, but worldwide in most countries, or even African countries or countries that we have more of melanin people. You're finding people trying to change their skin color because they'll believe that the European beauty standard is what most have been sold to, and they've been told that this is how you should be to look beautiful. And this is why most people don't want to identify themselves as black, as a race, which it's quite crazy. You look at African countries, like look at Nigeria, look at a country like Congo, even a good percent of Kenyans, there are people who've been bleaching their skins, changing their skin color because they want to be lighter, because they've been sold this narrative that being lighter, of course, you cannot be white as they are, but you be more lighter. And they use these chemicals and they believe like that's the beauty standard. Even some societies have made even children believe this, like you'll be working with your friend and you hear someone say, oh, that guy is very dark, like he's very black. And I'm like, what's the problem with that? We are all Africans and that is our race. I don't know what people have an issue or a problem with being black, And I think is that, when it comes to black Americans, most people think that when you're told you're black, they think that they are being identified as black Americans, which is quite crazy. This is why you even find like people go to America, even like Africans, and they'll be there saying that they're not black, they're Africans. Like, I'm from Kenya, I'm not black, and you're in the United States of America. Of course you're black because that is your race. You are not a black American, but you are a black African or a black Kenyan or a black Nigerian. I don't know why people have these issues or the problem of being identified as black. And at the end of the day, when you're in these countries that are not your countries, that you've gone to those countries, or when people see your video somewhere out like this, they'll be like, yeah, that's a black girl. When someone who is not of my skin color, when they see my video, they'll say, yeah, that's a black girl, you know, that black YouTuber. You know, I don't see why people have a problem with this. People need to learn and educate themselves that there is a difference between race and nationality, you know, and you have to understand that no matter how much you try to bleach your skin, no matter how much you try not to identify yourself as a black person, you always be seen as a black person in the eyes of our oppressors. And there is nothing that we can do to change that. You find even in society, like I saw videos of some passport bros saying as to why they actually go more to dates outside like their community is because they're looking for the European beauty standards, like being lighter skin, and that's why you see most of them going into like Thailand and other countries that most go to, you know, looking for wives and all that. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's okay for each and every person to have a preference, but the only problem is that the society has made so many people believe that being lighter than how I look or bleaching is okay, because they've taught or sold this to the society that being lighter is the beauty standard. And you find like a guy will not even date you or want to date you because of your skin color, which is quite okay. Everyone has a preference. Like I would say, I don't want to date a short guy. Like that's my preference. And I wouldn't even have a problem with if a guy says, I don't want to date you because you're not my preference. I prefer lighter people than you. You know, of course they're black, but they're lighter in skin color than I am. So from today henceforth, people, you have to learn that black is not your nationality. You cannot say that you're a Dominican. Yes, you can when you're telling someone where you come from, but when it comes to your race and ethnicity, you are a black Dominican. Like, that has to be it. From today, let's not be hearing people complaining that they're not black or having any issues of being called black. I don't know what you all think, but I would really love to know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and until the next episode, bye.